Have you ever been going about your day when suddenly a person's face floods your mind with such intensity it feels like they knocked on the door of your soul? It doesn't feel like your own memory, it feels like a visit. What if I told you that wasn't just a random thought? What if, in that exact moment, that person was thinking of you with the same intensity, creating a silent dialogue between two minds connected by an invisible thread of energy? This isn't a fairy tale. It's a phenomenon that blends ancient wisdom with the psychology of thinkers like Jung, who understood that our minds are powerful transmitters. In this video, we will reveal the 10 undeniable signs that prove you and another person are thinking of each other at the exact same time. You are about to learn how to recognize these powerful messages from the universe. This is the kind of deep, perception-altering knowledge we explore here. A huge number of you who experience these connections are watching without being subscribed. If you are ready to understand this deeper level of reality, do 3 things for us now. Hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell so you never miss a video that could give you this clarity. And comment the words, "We are connected," below to affirm your journey with us. Now prepare to see the world differently. To truly understand the phenomenon of mental connection between two people, we need to broaden our view of reality beyond the purely material. Modern physics has revealed that at its most fundamental essence, the universe is not composed of separate solid objects, but of constantly interacting energy fields. Our bodies and minds are not isolated entities, but energetic systems that vibrate and constantly exchange information with their environment. Thoughts are not simply chemical processes enclosed in our skulls. They are energetic patterns that generate subtle fields capable of extending beyond the physical limits of the brain. When we think of someone with emotional intensity, we create a specific frequency, a unique vibration that propagates through the universal field. If that person is in tune with us, their system can pick up that signal, often unconsciously, manifesting as a spontaneous thought. The distinguished psychologist Jung termed these apparently random but meaningful events synchronicity. Jung observed that there are coincidences so significant that they cannot be explained solely by conventional causality. He proposed the existence of a plane where mind and matter intertwine, where psychic and physical events can mirror each other, creating recognizable patterns for those who are attentive. Emotions play a crucial role in this process. When our thoughts are imbued with deep feelings like love, nostalgia, or sincere desire, their energetic intensity increases exponentially. It is as if emotions are the fuel that enhances the reach and clarity of our mental signals. The more coherent the emotion is with the thought, the more powerful the transmission becomes. This silent communication occurs continuously at levels our conscious mind rarely perceives. However, there are moments when these signals become so evident that they manage to break through the veil of our ordinary perception. It is precisely these manifestations that allow us to recognize when a true reciprocal mental connection exists. Now let's explore the 10 concrete signs that reveal when you and another person are tuned into the same mental frequency, thinking of each other simultaneously, creating invisible bridges that transcend space and time. The first, and perhaps most revealing sign occurs when, in the midst of your daily activities, a thought about that person arises with surprising clarity and intensity. It is not a vague memory or a fleeting idea. It is a mental presence so vivid you can almost feel it. What's most intriguing is that these thoughts do not follow a logical pattern, nor are they connected to what you were doing at that moment. This mental eruption has a particular quality. You feel that it does not come from your conscious will. It's as if someone had turned on a light in a room of your mind that was previously off. The image of that person appears with a sharpness that makes you pause for a moment, even physically, as if responding to a silent call. These spontaneous thoughts function as receivers of the mental waves emitted by the other person. When that person focuses their attention on you with genuine emotion, that energy travels through the universal field and finds resonance in your consciousness. Your mind picks up the signal and translates it into the form of a sudden thought about them. The distinctive characteristic of these thoughts, when they are the result of a real connection, is their persistence. They do not disappear easily. They insist on remaining, causing you a strange sensation, as if you need to do something about it. It is the mental echo of two consciousnesses that have met in the invisible space of pure energy, long before any physical contact or conventional communication. During sleep, when our conscious mind retreats and the barriers of logical thought dissolve, the field of our perception expands considerably. It is precisely in this altered state of consciousness that mental connections with another person can manifest with astonishing clarity. Dreams in which that person appears vividly, almost tangibly, constitute a powerful sign of mutual mental attunement. We are not talking about simple memories processed during rest, but about dream encounters that have a different quality, a sense of real presence, conversations that seem to continue upon waking, or shared scenarios that transcend the common logic of dreams. What is most revealing is the feeling upon waking. A deep emotional impression remains with you, as if you had really been in the company of that person. Sometimes these dreams repeat or present recognizable patterns, recurring symbols that act as bridges between two minds. The dream space functions as a neutral ground where consciousnesses can meet without the limitations of physical distance or chronological time. When you dream recurrently of someone, and those dreams have an unusual emotional intensity, it is very likely that this person is also thinking of you, projecting their mental energy towards you at the moment when your receptivity is at its maximum during the natural sleep cycle. If you have ever experienced these vivid dreams with someone special, you may be discovering one of the most powerful manifestations of a shared mental connection. These dream encounters are not simple coincidences, but bridges between consciousnesses that seek each other beyond the physical plane. I invite you to reflect on your own recurring dreams. Have you felt that peculiar sensation of shared reality upon waking? Have you experienced dream encounters that seem to transcend the simple world of dreams? Share it in the comments by simply writing, "We meet in dreams." Perhaps you will discover that many others are having similar experiences, confirming that this phenomenon is more common and profound than we imagine. Our physical body is much more than a simple material vehicle. It is a sophisticated receiver of subtle energies, capable of registering signals that the rational mind does not consciously process. When someone thinks of you with emotional intensity, your body can respond with surprising precision long before your conscious mind does. These physical manifestations appear without apparent explanation. A sudden shiver that runs down your spine, a warm sensation that expands in your chest, accelerated heartbeats for no physical reason, or that inexplicable tingling sensation at the nape of your neck. What is peculiar is that these sensations arise in moments of apparent calm, without any visible external stimulus to justify them. Your nervous system acts like a radar that picks up the energetic frequencies directed towards you. The energy of the other's thought, charged with emotion, first reaches your physical body, generating automatic responses that you cannot voluntarily control. It is as if your body literally feels the energetic gaze of that person before your mind registers it. These sensations have a distinctive quality. They are localized, brief, but intense, and are usually accompanied by a sudden awareness of that person. When you experience these seemingly random physical reactions, it is your body confirming what your mind has not yet processed. Someone is connecting with you from the field of pure consciousness, sending signals that transcend the limits of physical space. The universe has mysterious ways of communicating through seemingly fortuitous events that are loaded with meaning. When two people are simultaneously thinking of each other, the shared energy field begins to manifest in material reality through astonishing coincidences. Suddenly, their name appears everywhere. In a book you open at random, in someone else's conversation you overhear, on your phone screen. Songs you shared together play unexpectedly on the radio. Numbers that have special meaning between you appear on clocks, license plates, or tickets. These synchronicities, as Carl Jung called them, are not mere coincidences, but visible manifestations of an invisible connection. The energy field created by your mutual thoughts begins to subtly organize reality, creating symbolic bridges that connect your separate experiences. These events have a special quality. They provoke an immediate sensation of deep meaning, as if the universe itself were winking at you. These meaningful coincidences function as confirmations from the material plane that something is happening on the energetic plane. They are like visible footprints of an invisible dialogue between two consciousnesses. When these synchronicities begin to multiply, it is a clear indication that you are both tuning into similar frequencies, creating together a shared reality that transcends physical separation. Among the most subtle, yet profoundly revealing signs, is that sudden feeling of peace that envelops you for no apparent reason. It is a moment of serenity that emerges like an oasis in the midst of daily hustle, an inner calm that you cannot attribute to any change in your external circumstances. This peace has a unique quality. It is accompanied by a light thought about that person, but without the emotional intensity of longing or anxiety. It is a tranquility that seems to whisper that everything is all right, that there is a perfect order in your connection. Unlike other more intense emotions, this serenity centers you, returns you to your essence. What you are experiencing is the harmonic resonance between two energy fields that have found their natural balance. When that person thinks of you from a state of fullness and well-being, their vibrational frequency reaches you as a wave of calm. It is not what they are consciously thinking, but the energetic quality of their attention that you perceive. This inexplicable peace functions as a barometer of genuine connection. Connections based on lack or dependence generate unease. Those born from shared fullness generate serenity. When you feel this sudden calm accompanied by a subtle memory of that person, you can be sure that at that very moment, that person is thinking of you from a place of harmony and inner balance. Among the most tangible manifestations of a shared mental connection are those seemingly fortuitous encounters that defy all statistical probability. You head to a place where you have never been before for no specific reason, following an inexplicable impulse. And suddenly, there is that person, as surprised as you are by this coincidence. These encounters have a distinctive quality. They occur at unlikely times or places, against all logic of routines and habits. Sometimes they involve last-minute changes to your plans, inexplicable detours, or spontaneous decisions that seem guided by an invisible compass. It is as if a higher intelligence is silently orchestrating the movements of both of you so that your paths cross. What is really happening is that your energy fields, activated by mutual thoughts, begin to subtly reorganize physical reality. The shared intentions, although unconscious, become forces that attract situations and circumstances that facilitate the encounter. It is the material manifestation of a connection that first existed on the energetic plane. The feeling that accompanies these encounters is unmistakable, a mixture of surprise and deep recognition, as if on some level you already knew this was going to happen. These moments are not simple coincidences. They are appointments that your souls arranged long before your bodies met in physical space. There is a fascinating phenomenon that occurs when two people are mentally connected. Your own image begins to subtly transform. You look at yourself in the mirror and notice something different, a kind of glow that wasn't there before. It is not a concrete physical change, but an energetic quality that emanates from within you. This transformation manifests in a sudden confidence that arises for no apparent reason, a renewed vitality that others perceive before you do. You feel more present, more full, more connected to your essence. It's as if something in you has been activated, awakening aspects of your being that were dormant. What you are experiencing is the direct effect of the shared energy field. When someone thinks of you with admiration, appreciation, and genuine connection, that positive energy travels to your personal field, raising your vibrational frequency. Your energy body responds to this positive attention by expanding, shining with more intensity. This subtle transformation is bidirectional. Both of you experience a mutual elevation of your energies. The shared mental connection creates a positive feedback loop, where each one reflects the best of the other. When you notice this inexplicable inner blossoming, this feeling of being more alive and radiant for no apparent reason, you can be sure someone is thinking of you with a frequency that resonates deeply with your true essence. One of the most profound manifestations of a shared mental connection occurs on the emotional plane. Suddenly, without rational explanation, you experience emotions that seem not to correspond with your immediate reality. A sudden sadness in the middle of a happy day, an inexplicable anxiety when everything in your environment is calm, or a bubbling joy for no apparent reason. This empathy at a distance functions as an invisible bridge between two emotional systems. Your energy field picks up the emotional vibrations of that person and translates them into feelings that you experience as your own. It is a phenomenon that transcends spatial logic, allowing you to feel what the other is experiencing without the need for words or physical presence. The particular thing about these emotions is their foreign nature. They appear as unexpected visitors in your usual emotional landscape. They have a distinctive quality, as if they carry a specific energetic signature that you can intuitively recognize as not originating from you. Sometimes it is even accompanied by a fleeting thought about that person. This empathetics exchange occurs because at deep levels of consciousness, the separations between connected beings are more permeable than we think. Intense emotions create waves in the universal field that are picked up by those with whom we share significant bonds. When you feel these foreign emotions, remember, you are experiencing living proof of a connection that transcends physical separation. Among the most direct and tangible manifestations of this silent connection is that message or call that arrives, without warning, perhaps breaking a long silence. A simple, "How are you?" that appears on your screen just when you were thinking about that person, or a call that rings when their image had just crossed your mind. What's fascinating about these unexpected contacts is their apparent lack of logical context. They do not correspond to special dates. They do not continue recent conversations, nor do they seem to have an immediate practical purpose. They simply arise, driven by an invisible force that the other person cannot fully explain even to themselves. This happens because, on an unconscious level, that person is responding to the energetic connection established between you both. Your presence in their mental field has become so intense that it translates into an almost irresistible impulse to establish contact. It is as if a deeper part of their being momentarily takes control, compelling them to build a bridge to you. These seemingly random contacts reveal the magnetic nature of genuine mental bonds. When two people are tuned to similar frequencies, distance and time become illusory obstacles. Consciousness always finds ways to manifest on the physical plane what already exists on the energetic plane. You now see the truth. The 10 signs we have explored are not isolated phenomena. They are manifestations of a deep, underlying reality, an interconnection between consciousnesses that transcends distance. When everything in your life seems to flow, when obstacles dissolve, and circumstances align to bring you closer to someone, it is not luck. It is the powerful resonance of two minds thinking of each other, a force that reorganizes the very fabric of reality. To honor this profound new awareness, we invite you to make a declaration. Go to the comments and write the powerful words, "I trust the signs." Let this be your personal vow to pay attention to the universal language that speaks beyond words. If this video has opened your eyes to a new level of reality, give it a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. A huge number of souls who experience these connections are watching without being subscribed. If you are ready to continue exploring this broader reality with us, take a moment to subscribe and activate the bell so you never miss another revelation. Remember, you are not an isolated being in an indifferent universe. You are part of an interconnected consciousness, and your journey into its mysteries has only just begun.